Good morning and welcome to What's Up News Network, being broadcast from Panama City Beach, Florida, the home of the world's most beautiful beaches. I am Jim Free with Jim Free Realty. Please help me out this morning by looking below the window and punching the red subscribe button. That would help me a lot. Let's get started with the condo report. This morning we received 12 reports. There were 8 new listings, 4 listings that decreased their price, and 1 listing that increased their price. There was a total of 604 active units. 335 of those 604 were Gulf front units. In the detached single-family market, there are an active 295 units, and there are 17 of those 295 are Gulf front units. Of those units, there are 192 pending or contingent listings, and of the 192 pending and contingent, 3 of them are Gulf front units. In the past 30 days, there have been 98 of those units closed. And in the past 30 days, 1 of those were a Gulf front unit. Now let's move to the attached single family units. There are 114 active units. 10 of those are Gulf front units. There are 59 pending or contingent, 10 of which are Gulf front unit. In the past 30 days, there have been 35 units closed, and none of them that closed were Gulf front units. Now let's move to the COVID-19. This is very difficult to figure out exactly what we have. We do know that we've had a pretty substantial increase in the number of cases reported in the past 2 to 3 weeks. We still do not know if that has to do with just the fact that we're testing more people. So far, about 2% of the population of Bay County has been tested. Out of that, we have a total of 245 cases with 5 deaths. 72 people have been hospitalized. There have been no pediatric cases reported. And we're just still not sure if the increase is due to the testing or includes an increase in people actually getting the virus. The confusing thing is they give us totals of how many we've had since this very beginning. We don't know how many people are actually still in the hospital, but we think it's a very few people. And the deaths seem to be stabilizing or going down. We're at 5 now. They're conducting antibody tests, and 230 of those were molecular tests. And now on the local news scene, we reported in our last film that there was a boating accident on Watson Bayou that claimed the life of 1 man. It's believed that he fell out of the boat and the boat circled around and hit him with a prop. The victim has been identified as Chris Gordon, the owner of Cahall's Deli on 23rd Street. Chris was a pillar of this community and always there to help when there was a need. He got his start at Captain Anderson's as a busboy, and his restaurant has gone through the trauma that a lot of people in Panama City Beach and Panama City and surrounding areas gone through. He went through the Hurricane Michael and then the Coved problem, but he was getting his restaurant back in order when he had this accident. Panama City Beach appears to be doing very well. The rentals are doing well. The restaurants have long lines waiting to get in. It's not normal yet, but it's moving that way. The inventory on both single family, attached single family detached and condominiums. The inventory is very low. There are a lot of buyers in town. The market's still strong. We are seeing some that have reduced their prices, and that seems to entice the buyers. On the local news front, County Commissioner Keith Baker has resigned from his county commission post. Mr. Baker was arrested on June the 23rd following an investigation by the Bay County Sheriff's Office and the FBI. The charges primarily seem to be from when he was an employee of the Panama City government, and he's accused of bid rigging during that time. He worked for the Panama City as leisure service director. He's been charged with workers' compensation fraud, bid tampering, and official misconduct. There's so much bad news going on around our country that I decided to look for some good news. And I found several good stories, but this one seems to fit the times. Dalen McLee, who happens to be a black man that lives in Uniontown, Pennsylvania, and Jay Hanley, a member of the Uniontown Police Department, who happens to be white, would soon get to know each other. This past weekend, Dalen was in his home when he heard a loud noise and his house shook. He soon discovered that a Uniontown police car had been involved in a collision with another vehicle. The Uniontown police officer was on the way to back up another police unit when the collision occurred. Officer Jay Hanley was trapped in the patrol car with serious leg injuries, and the car was on fire. Dalen, who has had issues with law enforcement in the past, is credited with saving Officer Hanley's life. The 31-year-old said, "It wasn't a complicated decision to help another human being." He went on to say, "There is value in every human life. We are all children of God, and I can't imagine just watching one of my brothers in Christ burn." We are commanded to love our God and to love our neighbor as ourselves. Dalen is really the Good Samaritan. Thanks, Dalen, for teaching us all a lesson. We've been through a lot in the Panhandle area. In 2005, real estate market began to fall, with the national economy that was also falling. In 2010, we had the BP oil spill. In 2018, Hurricane Michael came to visit us. In 2020, we've had to deal with side effects of the coronavirus, and it's affected a lot of families in this area. This little story, Jerry and Judy Hawk had sheltered in place for several months during the virus. They had both lost their jobs and were behind on all their bills. I guess spending so much time together in a confined space and with all the financial pressures was just more than their marriage could stand. So Jerry asked for a divorce. I lost track of them after their split. I recently saw Judy on one of the local television stations doing a testimonial for a .25 caliber Beretta auto Jetfire pistol. Judy was telling the announcer how the little Beretta had saved her life. She said after her husband asked for a divorce, their relationship was strained, but they were still civil toward each other. So they decided to meet at St. Andrews State Park to discuss how to divide their assets. They were walking near Alligator Lake when a 10-foot angry alligator confronted them. Judy said, "Luckily I had my little Jetfire with me, and with one well-placed shot, I was able to make it safely to my car." The announcer said, "Do you mean that you were able to stop a 10-foot alligator with a little .25 caliber pistol?" Judy said, "Oh no, I didn't shoot the alligator. I shot Jerry in the knee." Thank you for watching and giving me some of your valuable time. Until we meet again, may God continue to bless you and this great country.